Hello everyone, hope you're all doing great. Today's video is about how to propagate string of hearts. This is also scientifically called as a 𝐃𝐫𝐽𝐽𝐲𝐚. This is a very versatile and very tough house plant. I have the cuttings string of hearts, and I'm going to do two propagation methods today. One with water propagation and the other with soil propagation. So let's get started. These are the cuttings from the matured plant. That's why I have flowers on this plant, and their flowers look like that. They look like trumpet shape. This is called string of hearts because of their shape. The leaves look like heart shapes, and this is a succulent. These are the leaves. Take the healthy leaves, and as this one is healthy, these two leaves, every two leaves have a node. So if you can see this node, if you put this in the soil or take the leaves off and stick this in the soil, then that will root. So first I'm going to do the leaf propagation. What I'm going to do with this is a healthy leaf. It looks very plumpy and it looks quite matured. So this will easily root. When the leaves are healthy and the string is stronger, then there's more chance that it's going to get rooted from there. So what I'm going to do is cut the nodes here like that, and this leaf is detached. I'm going to cut this other string as well. So now this is ended up like that. And when it comes to soil, the potting mix should be well draining potting mix. I am using cacti soil, which is suitable for cactus, and this has got perlite, which is white stone from the stone from the lava. It keeps the soil light. So if you use the soil that is used for garden soils or vegetable soils, then the soil is quite dense, and when you water the plant, the moisture levels will be intact in the soil. They won't drain. So for these succulents, because these are considered as succulents and they have already water content in them, so they don't need that much water. And if they are overwatered, then the plant will succumb to root rot and they will die. So when it comes to succulents, the less water is better for them, and that's why with the very well draining mixed soil, with the potting mix, the soil is light and excess water is absorbed and evaporated, so it won't affect the root system. That's why we should always make sure for the succulents we need to take the well draining potting mix. I'm going to place this node just on top of the soil like that, and now that will root. Just mist it whenever you see the soil is dry, and within a week or so it will start to have roots from there. So this is one method. Like if you have the leaves like that, two leaves, make sure leaves are there on the node. If the leaves are not there, then the chances of the node rooting is very unlikely, because leaves are needed for the energy photosynthesis, so leaves are necessary. Make sure the leaves are like that. And I'm going to take few more leaves from these cuttings. This is one way, and if you have a string like this, you can also, I'll show you that method as well. I'm just going to make sure the excess strings are removed from this string. So this is also called as tangled hearts because they tangle quite easily, and once they tangle, it takes kind of slow pace to take the tangles off. And this string looks healthy. This is the second way to propagate them. What I'm going to do is just nip them off here and take this string. We don't need these strings, we just need nodes. So I'm just making sure, and then place this one around, coil the plant so that each node goes into the soil like that. just circle it around, and then once it is in the soil, it will start to root. So this is the second way to propagate. And I'm taking this string to stick the node into the soil. So this method, it's like take the healthy stem which has thicker stem and also the leaves are healthy, and get to the node here like that, and make sure when this is going in the soil, make sure there are no leaves. If there are leaves, the one that is going into the soil, then there is a chances that root will rot, like the leaves will rot, and then it's very difficult for the plant to start to root. That's why make sure all the leaves are gone and all the strings are gone. Just make sure the nodes are exposed, and this one is going into the soil. And I'm just making a tiny hole in the soil and sticking this node into the soil like that. So now within a week or so, this will start to root. So these are the three ways to propagate them in soil, and make sure this is misted with water, and place them in the bright and indirect sunlight area indoors, and then within a week this will show new roots. So this is one method, and the second method is by water propagation. I took this fancy glass jar. I just like the look of it, and I have filled this with fresh water. So this one, as many strings you have, it's better. I am taking this long string that I have. It looks healthy and nice. So from this one, I'm going to make into several cuttings that are few inches long, and I'll place them in the water. I'll show you how I do that. So just take few inches long string. So with this one, I'm not sure how many we will end up. One, and two, three. It will root from any end. It's just, you need to make sure the nodes are there that are exposed, and here. So I'm just taking 4 cuttings from this long string. Now make sure these leaves are not there. I'm taking this end that I want this end to go into the water. At least one node should be inside the water. So just in case, I'm taking 2 nodes, so I'm just taking these 2 leaves off as well. These 2 nodes, just place them in the water like that, submerged in the water. The same way I'm taking with this one. So I'm just taking 2 nodes off and place this one in the water. So make sure the leaves are off that are under the water. Otherwise the leaves are, if they are in the water, they rot and they won't keep the water fresh. So it's important that the leaves are off. So it is that simple. Change the water at least once a week, or top it up with extra water, and it will, once they root, then you will see more new shoots coming up from these ends, and mist it with water when the soil is dry. I have placed this by the windowsill. This doesn't get direct sunlight, but this is quite bright for the roots to develop. That's why I placed this. And also these strings were falling off from this vase, so I have put this lid on top on the strings not to fall off. And at the same time, this soil method as well, I'm just watering this so that the soil is a little bit moist for the roots to develop. And make sure these nodes are touching the soil. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.